Selenium is one of the most popular automation tools and frameworks used today. A big part of Selenium is identifying elements by using XPath. In today's video, we'll talk about what XPath even is, the pros and cons of XPath, and how to create your own XPaths for your automation testing. First, let's start with what is a Selenium XPath. XPath stands for XML Path Language. In Selenium, XPath is a powerful tool used to locate elements on a web page by navigating through the HTML structure. It's a language that helps us find and work with elements in the XML or HTML documents. Simply think of it as a way to navigate through different parts of the website or web page that you're testing. It allows you to pinpoint an element on different attributes such as an ID or a class name, or if it contains certain text. Now let's dive into a pros and cons list for Selenium XPath. First off, I'm a positive person. The pros: precise element targeting, even for dynamic content. The ability to traverse complex HTML structures. Cross-browser compatibility ensures consistency across different platforms. Now let's talk about some of the cons of XPath. XPath expressions can be complex and difficult to write, especially for beginners. Performance may be slower compared to other locator strategies like ID or name. Fragile XPath expressions can break if the structure or web page changes. On the screen right now is a quick cheat sheet for XPath expressions because they do become complex. So if you want, you can screenshot it and save it for later. But now let's dive deeper into XPath expressions. And if you're enjoying this video so far, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you need help on your software testing journey, check out my website, thetestinglead.com. Now, let's talk about XPath expressions. XPath expressions are like instructions that tells us how to find an element. They look like this. Now let's break down what each part means. The double slash selects the nodes no matter where they are in a document. Tag name is the name of the element that we're looking for. @ selects an attribute. Attribute, name of the attribute we're looking for. Value, value of the attribute we're looking for. Example, to find an input element with an ID equal to fake box input, we'd use this XPath expression. Now let's talk about the two main types of XPath expressions: absolute and relative paths. Starting with absolute paths. This starts from the root element of the HTML or XML code. It includes all the elements needed to reach the desired element. And it looks something like this. Now let's talk about relative XPaths. Starts with double slash and searches for elements anywhere on a web page. It's preferred because it's more flexible and not tied to the root node. An example is this here: / input ID equals fake box input. Now let's talk about one of the main benefits of XPath, its functions. Contains, finds nodes with attributes containing a specified string. Starts with, finds nodes with attributes starting with a specified string. Text. Finds nodes with exact text matches. Example, to find the input element where the ID contains fake box, we'd use input contains @ID fake box. Now, let's break this down again. /input. This part tells XPath to look for an input element anywhere in the HTML document. The // means it can search from any starting point, not just from the root. Contains ID fake box. This is a condition or predicate that filters the elements we're looking for. Here's what it means. Contains. This function checks if a certain attribute contains a specific value. @ID. This specifies that we're looking at the ID attribute of the element. Fake box. This is the value we're checking for. In this case, we're looking for elements where the ID contains the text fake box. And when you put it all together, the XPath expression tells us to find any input where the ID attribute contains the text fake box. So we've talked about how to form an XPath. Let's say you have an XPath, but you want to test it out before putting it in your Selenium script. These are steps to do so using Google Chrome. Open a web page you want to test the XPath on in Google Chrome. Right-click on the element you want to inspect. Select Inspect from the context menu. This will open the Chrome Developer Tools. In the Elements tab of the Developer Tools, press Ctrl F or Command F if you're on a Mac to open the search box. In the search box, type your XPath expression and press Enter. Chrome will highlight the elements that match your XPath expression in the HTML document. This method allows you to quickly test your XPath expression before putting it in your code, not needing any extra tools. In addition to forming the XPath by yourself, you can also get help from your browser. Right-click on the element you want to inspect on a web page and select Inspect from the context menu. This will open the Chrome Developer Tools and highlight the corresponding HTML element. Once the element is highlighted in the Elements tab of Developer Tools, right-click on it again. Hover over the Copy option in the context menu. Select Copy XPath from the submenu. This will copy the XPath expression for the selected element to your clipboard. By following this method, you can quickly get the XPath expression for any element that you're looking for. It's usually not as reliable as forming it yourself, but it's definitely a good starting point. I can't stress enough how powerful using XPath and Selenium can be. Now that you have a basic understanding, the pros and cons, and how to format your XPath, if needed, don't be scared to use it in your next Selenium script. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them below. I'll be making another video about CSS selectors very soon, and if it's out, it'll be listed here. And most importantly, don't forget this, learn something new today.